The NFL Combine is in full swing as defensive linemen and linebackers took to the field today for drills as well as measurements. We'll be going all through that today with my risers and fallers. I'll be doing this each day of the Combine with the respected position group. But what's crack-a-lacking? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that nice, beautiful football discourse. Quick note, disclaimer, I guess, bench press is happening on the day after their drills, so I won't have those numbers in these videos, but probably do like a risers, fallers, overall just combine video, which I'll include all that information for y'all. Also, a quick note, Jalen Carter was present today here at the Combine. I say here, but I'm not there. I'm just viewing it on TV and getting the numbers where I can. He returned from Athens to Minneapolis today. All he did was get measured out, which 6'3", 314, good size, 33.5-inch arms, solid length. Did none of the drills. I'm sure he's there to speak to some teams about everything going on. If you want my thoughts on that, I did that on yesterday's video. The Mel Kiper mock the mock, where I kind of went more into detail with what's going on with him. No more information has really been released since then. So just, I would listen before you form an opinion on it. Just wait for more information to come out. That's all I got to really say about the matter. But let's get into this. Start with the defensive interior guys. As obviously, talk of the town was Kalijah Cansey. He freaking ran 4.67 in the 40. Freaking nuts. His get off, his 10-yard split, 1.64. That was really good. He didn't do vert broad, three-cone or anything, but everyone was coming away like, oh my gosh. And he's at 6'1". He's at 281 pounds. Golly gee, he's going to be moving up boards. Not a lot of people, though, are talking about this guy has the smallest arm length among the interiors. Among edge. Like 30.5-inch arms. It's kind of an issue. Like that puts him in the typically for interior defenders, you're going to be in the lower percentiles if really you're sub 32 inches. He's at 30.5. Like it's kind of a talking point. I really think the talk of the town, and he's actually listed with the edge because he did drills with the edge players, is Adetomiwa Adebari. Freaking had a spectacular day. This dude ran first off, had better numbers than our boy Kalijah Cansey, coming in 1 inch taller, a pound heavier, and 34-inch arms. This time he had 34-inch arms at the Senior Bowl. The Combine was measured with 33 and 7/8 of an inch, and so significantly longer arms. Tested better, had a 4.49. If you look at his 10-yard split, it was 0.03 seconds faster. He actually participated in the vert and the broad, where his numbers are currently the top among interior prospects, as well as his broad, by a lot right now. This dude's fringe first, might even, like, I don't know, man. I don't know how high I really want to put Cansey. I'm not positive of that yet, but he's going to be flirting with my top 20. And you'd be like, oh, that's so far. And it's like, no, y'all got to realize I had this guy as prospect 31. Like, he's at least going to be a top 25 prospect for me when it's all said and done. So great with him. Let's get back with some of the other interior prospects. Jalen Reed, he tested well, but he came in at 6'2", 290, so pretty solid, and came in with average length for the position, or like at least average to above average. Tested well, so like that. So I mean, he's definitely draftable. Dante Stills, also a guy that came in a little lighter this time around. This time he was sub 290, but he tested well for the most part in everything. Took part in all the workouts, and really hit like green for me. Like, I have this nice lovely spreadsheet I keep track of all these prospects names, and I typically give green to a category if it is like exceptional to elite. So he hit green on the broad, he hit green on the 40. He wasn't in red, which is basically suboptimal. Looking on my thing, didn't hit red on anything, so like good outing for him. Again, him, Jalen, Redmond are these like probably like late to mid day 3 guys. Brian Brazee came out, performed very well, had a nice 40 time, tested in the above average in the vert. So you like to see that. I wish the 10-yard split was a little bit better, but beggars can't be choosers. Gervin Dexter, a lot of people were flabbergasted, were wowed by, I guess wowed is probably the better way to say it, by his combine. But I mean, I don't think, for me, like, none of my questions was about Gervin Dexter was athletically. You know, matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and add the senior to his name. I don't have that in my spreadsheet, but none of the questions I had about his were about his athleticism. It's his production. He had an 8.6 win rate at Florida after starting the year off pretty hot, just kind of dudded. Like, a lot of my qualms with him is his production, but Pickens was pretty solid. I mean, we're looking at kind of like middle guys here. I mentioned on Twitter, Nesta Jade Silvera looked at least was like super energy. Like, this guy was bubbling with energy, man, and everything was fiery and feisty. Every drill, I loved his attitude. Again, probably this is a late day 3 guy, my opinion, but I came away a bit more impressed with him. He probably moved up a couple of spots in my interior rankings. If we're gonna look at the bigger hog mollies, so guys like Gerard Clark, Siaki Ika coming in actually pretty shredded. I say shredded, but at 335, you had Clark at what, 334. And I mean, you got to take these guys' weight. By the way, Mozzie Smith decided not to take part in the combine, which you would think this would kind of be in his wheelhouse. Instead, he's going to choose to do it on his pro day, home turf. But he came in 223, 33, almost 34-inch arms. So you love to see that. Gerard Clark, about 11 pounds heavier, similar arm length, and he ran how you would expect him to run. To be fair, Siaki Ika was up there. Actually, Clark, man, actually had a much better 40. When you're looking at the explosiveness, they're fairly similar. They're bigger guys. You don't expect them to do well, but I commend Clark because he actually took part in all the drills. If we go to like shuttle, you're gonna see Clark near the bottom here participate. So did Ika. Oh, okay, I have that. Wow, Clark outperformed Ika. Okay, hold up. Let's check out this 3-cone. Look, Clark back up in there. So did Ika. Wow, Clark, man, beating Ika on a majority of these. Ika did not do the vert or the broad though. Clark did, and testified enough. Like, Siaki Ika honestly probably falls down a few spots, a few notches here. I'm really mad that Carl Brooks wasn't among this group. Byron Young came in here and just kind of looked like a guy. Him and DJ Dale, man, this dude was constantly in the red. Like, suboptimal 40 time. He's coming in at 302, by the way. And you got freaking Jared Clark coming out here running a faster 40 than you with 30 extra pounds. Okay. So he was one of 2 guys. Well, actually, funny enough, Byron Young was the other guy with suboptimal vert at 25.5. We could go to that right here. We'll find Mr. DJ Dale at the bottom. And suboptimal Broad. He was the only guy to get below 100. The next closest to him was 332-pound Keandre Coburn. So, like, a very bad day for DJ Dale. Already a guy that I wasn't exceptionally high on. And he's one of these late day 3 UDFA type of guys. Looking at the rest of the crew here, like, even Keanu Benton didn't really stand out much of anything outside of the 3-cone, but like I loved during the hoop drills, like he looked very fluid, like he looked solid. He just came in, looked the part, didn't test elite in anything, but he didn't need to. He's kind of solidified this day 2 status for himself. I will say, I'm going to talk about him here, but he tested with the edge guys. Tully Peloto, he didn't even test out in anything. He just did the field drills. All right, let's just talk about him. Tully Peloto came in 24 pounds lighter. And it's like, that tells me, okay, so you're trying to be an edge talent. So we should see you test. For the longest time, everybody and their mom has been projecting you as an interior player, or maybe like a 3-4 end, and you come in at 6'3", 266. And let alone, you come in with the you come in looking like you're trying to be an edge, and you got suboptimal length at 32.25 inch arms. I feel like he needed to test out, because now I just have more questions than answers when it comes to Tully Peloto. I really do. So kind of like the fallers here for me was, you got Tully Peloto. Didn't even mention Jaquilin Roy. Let's actually go to his stuff real quick. So he tested out in, it's funny because this cat didn't do the 40, didn't do the vert. The broad decided to do the 3-cone and the short shuttle, the 20-yard shuttle. And he bombed it. He sucked. PJ Mustapher, I'll comment on him lightly. He was already kind of this maybe draftable prospect, more of a UDFA guy. He came in, he tested like that. So I'm not gonna kind of like say he's not really a faller. He came in and did, what was it? Basically hit my expectations, my non-lofty expectations. But freaking Jaquilin Roy, you tested out with Mustapher, dude? Mustapher, like, I had you as a top. He was 11 on my defensive interior rankings. And it didn't stop there, folks. Let's go to this short shuttle. Because guess what? He had the lowest outside of Mustapher again. Like, and he comes in 305, and you got Siaki Ika, Gerard Clark blowing you out of the water in the 20-yard shuttle. This is a bad look. It was a bad day. Bad day at the office. Pickens performed pretty well too. I would say it would be, I put it in the vicinity of Keanu Benton. So, hey man, maybe those guys rise. But let's talk about the edge group here. And we're going to start with the 40, because that's the only one, the only thing Will Anderson did. He came in here. We'll get to Nolan Smith in a sec. But where are you at? Will Anderson. So tested a 4.60. So basically 4.60 for an edge player, whether you're a 3-4 stand-up pass rusher or a 4-3 like a base edge player. Anything that's 4.60 and below, basically 4.61 and under, excellent, exceptional, borderline elite depending on how fast you test. So he came in, he hit that, didn't decide to test on anything else, but better yet, he did it at 6'3", 253. He hit that 250, put on 10 pounds since the season, ran well, came in with close to 34-inch arms. Yeah, he's probably going to be, especially with everything going on with Carter, he's probably going to be the top non-quarterback prospect in this class. Now, before we jump to the next guy I want to talk about is Lucas Van Ness up here. Before we jump to him, let's talk about Myles Murphy. Tweaked his hammy preparing the day before, which is kind of wild. Kind of sucks. But he came in at 6'5", 258. So he was coming in expecting to run well. And unfortunately, he didn't get that opportunity because he tweaked his hammy. It's not like a situation where he's like, I'm not like prior to him coming in Indianapolis, the combine. He was like, oh, I tweaked it, so I'm just going to come there for interviews and measurements. No, he came there ready to play. And while preparing the night before, he tweaks his hammy. Kind of sucks. But 6'5", 258, came in with 33 and 3/4 inch arms. People are gonna comment on the 8.5 inch hands. Listen, if you're known for hitting with power, if you hit with powerful hands, I don't care what size your hands are. So even though that is a bit in the negative in terms of hand size for the position, for the edge position, I don't care. Like last year, George Pickens came in with small hands, and like I made jokes about it, but I didn't question his ability to be like, he was a highlight reel catch type of guy at Georgia. I wasn't going to question his hands. If anything, like I think it was like focus drops I had a problem with when it came to Pickens. But Pickens was like 7% drop rate, I think. I don't know. I could pull it up. I don't feel like I want to though. I didn't have problems with it. I made jokes about it, but I'm just a funny guy. Just a wild and crazy guy who watched SNL back in the 70s, 80s. I'm not that old. I have a father who loved SNL. But so good for him. I'm not worried about it. I'm just sad that we didn't get to see him perform. Tyree Wilson, also, he's going to wait till his pro day to perform, but he came in with 33 and 5/8 inch hands and 6'6", 271, ridiculous wingspan. I don't have it on me right now, but it was just, I think, under 7 feet. So came in with a ridiculousness. It is what it is. All right, Lucas Van Ness had a combine. Came in 6'5", 272, 34-inch arms, 11-inch hands. Then he ran a 458. Like Foskey, so what? Foskey, he came in at 6'5", 264. Like, I'm just saying, I think Eddie Tomawa was the only guy heavier that ran a faster time. It was very impressive. But he didn't stop there. He was like, I'm going to make a show. I'm going to make a spectacle. The vert, the broad, he tested above average at that, but it was really the 3-cone right here, where 7.02. We'll talk about Jose Ramirez in a second. Exceptional, man. Showing good agility because he didn't really put that on display. He was mainly a power rusher. So it's like, that's cool knowing he has this type of agility, lack for a better term. His agility ability. You just got to get him to get a bigger toolbox of pass rush moves. So it's very good. I mean, we're not talking like this cat is Aiden Hutchinson. We already knew Hutchinson had a full toolbox, and I believe he was like 6'8" something with the 3-cone. But like Lucas Van Ness made some money. Many people anticipated him to be a top 20 pick, and I think he kind of solidified it with his performance here. Let's go ahead and talk about Nolan Smith. There we go. So still coming back from the freaking torn pectoral. Full Cody Rhodes status, hell in the cell. Except for, obviously, Nolan Smith has had time to recover. Cody Rhodes just hurt it that week. But, oh my gosh, this dude ran... Okay, first off, he came in 6'2", 238. So he put on a little bit of weight, like 3 pounds. The length also just under 33 inches, so he is sub in that regard. But my goodness, he was explosive. 4.39 40. Let's go ahead, take a look at the vert. You're gonna tell me, oh yeah. So he was number one of the vert by a country mile, 41.5 inches. And then he also combined that with a solid abroad where he went, 128 inches, I believe. Yeah. He ended up being third behind Will McDonald and Byron Young. Byron Young also having a very solid combine. And it's very interesting because I'm sad BJ Ojulari did not test, at least in the 40, but he did test under in the vert and in the broad jump to Nolan Smith, to be fair. BJ Ojulari, he was at 248, so he's got about 10 pounds on Smith. Also, by the way, you ain't gonna have to worry about length with Ojulari. 34-inch arms, goodness gracious. But I don't know. I think this might be enough for Smith to push himself ahead. But I mean, it's still close. It's still close. We'll see what Ojulari does at his pro day. Will McDonald performed to expectation and came in here 2 pounds lighter from the Senior Bowl at 239. But he's got them big 35-inch arms. Didn't do the 40, but he did the vert where he was 36 inches. And he tied the defensive interior, or the edge prospects, excuse me, in the broad jump with 132 inches. So I think that just kind of solidified him in the mix there with Nolan Smith, BJ Ojulari. Those guys, they're a bit undersized. Well, Ojulari actually a bit better sized. But they bring in a lot of explosiveness, and in some cases, not for Nolan Smith, unfortunately, they bring real good length. But Nolan Smith his explosiveness is on a different level to those two guys. So it's going to be interesting how we rank them, because they're kind of that next tier of pass rushers after Lucas Van Ness. Now we get into like Isaiah Foskey. He had a solid go at it. Like, the 40 was really good for him. He had 34-inch arms, doing this at 264. He had the 4.58 40, and then he tested it just under exceptional in much of the other drills. So good for him. I appreciate, like, the dude's a top 50, should be a top 50 prospect. Let's talk about someone who hurt their stock, I would say, and it's Andre Carter. Let's just go ahead to the bottom here, because that's where we're going to find Andre Carter. This dude's not the athlete. At least he's not an explosive athlete. It's not what we expected. He came in with 34-inch arms, came in at 6'6", 252. Had the lowest vert numbers. I believe he had the lowest broad jump as well. Well, yeah, he had the lowest broad jump. See if he had the lowest vert. I know if not, he was pretty close. So he's actually up here with 30 inches. There were a couple of other guys here. Oh, I know a lot of people really like Caleb Murray out of Fair State. Listen, he tested, I would say, like a UDFA. I know the production's great. He's a solid player, but he's probably maybe fringe draftable, I would say, based on just some of his projections. What was his length? Honestly, that could be kind of a saving grace for him. Oh, it was suboptimal. Well, that sucks. It was sub 33 inches. Yeah, I'm probably not drafting this guy. I'll pick him up as a UDFA though, so kind of wuff. But yeah, Carter, I think kind of, yeah, if there was any first round hype still around him, probably not there anymore. he's a third-round project. I hope he tests he tested solid enough. I think he partook in, was it the shuttle or was it the 3-cone? It was the shuttle where he actually did pretty solid. Let's go to the shuttle real quick. And he was third. Not a lot of guys did the shuttle, but still, you could tell it was close to Lucas Van Ness. So okay, that's pretty solid. So he's a bigger guy, but he's got some agility to him. So like that, we'll see if he does the bench. But probably the guy that I was, the most underwhelmed with had to be Mike Morris. It really did. And it wasn't even just he didn't test well in the 40 and the explosive stuff, but even on-field drills, he was slipping. He looked kind of sloppy, didn't look crisp in the hoops. I don't know, man. Maybe this kills some day 2 hype for him. He is, I had him as edge 12, which actually means something. That was a top 75 grade. And he might fall a little bit. He came in 15 pounds lighter and didn't perform well, man. I feel like this is a cat that probably should be an interior player at the next level. Here he is. Okay, so he had a 4.95 in the 40, which does go in the red. It's suboptimal from a percentile standpoint. Suboptimal. The explosiveness, basically the explosiveness, the 10-yard split, 172, suboptimal. Who was the other guy? Oh yeah, Isaiah McGuire was the other guy that had the slow 10-yard split. But outside of that, actually Isaiah McGuire was pretty solid, which is kind of weird. Suboptimal 10-yard split, but he had a 36.5 inches in the vert, which puts him in the excellent, exceptional, elite territory. So that was kind of wild. But you look at the vert. Let's scroll down here because I know he's gonna be somewhere around here. There he is. He was tied for the lowest in the vert with 3 other guys. So that's not great. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a look at the broad jump, because guess what? We're gonna scroll down and oh, there he is again. Only Andre Carter beat him out. Yeah, I really have this feeling that he's just not an edge player. This kind of made me sad. Like I said, even in the field drills, he wasn't fluid. He looked a bit clunky, and it was man, I really liked him too. Of course you're gonna weigh the tape, but he was playing at 290 on tape, so it's okay, maybe there's a guy that just plays better, heavier. He doesn't have that explosiveness. He doesn't have that speed, to be on the outside. Maybe you just move him to the interior. So Mike Morris was a guy that definitely hurt himself. I haven't talked about Bryce Young yet. Bryce Young just flew, and he did it at 250, I believe. Where are you at, Bryce Young? Where are you at? Right here. 6'2", 250, 33.5-inch arms. Ran the second fastest time. Obviously, the broad jump tied with Will McDonald. Let's go ahead to the 40-yard dash because he had the second fastest time. Freaking solid. The guys behind him, Robert Beal, he was I believe he came in sub 250. He was 247, right? Yeah, 247. Crazy length though. I really feel like he's draftable. I really do. But dude, Bryce Young just blew it up, man. I think he's another guy that's going to be a fringe top 50 player, I think. Because I really liked his Senior Bowl. He didn't really stand out, but it was weird because where he stood out most was in run fits, in the run game, during scrimmages. How he pushed plays to the sideline and got to the sideline quick when he needed to. I was really impressed. So Bryce Young, man, or Byron Young. I keep saying Bryce Young. Nope, we ain't talking about you yet, and I hope you're plus 200. But he's not. He's not. I saw him walking. I saw pictures of him at the combine. He's not going to be plus 200. Oh, man. He's not even going to be 5'10". Oh. But we're not talking about that right now. But other guys, Yaya Diaby, I thought did really well. Derek Hall was pretty solid. Lonnie Phelps, man, it's just, I already know he's twitched up. I already know he's fast. He's just got sub-arm length. Dang it. And he came in at 244 at the combine. Nick Hampton, I thought, did solid. Like, it's going to be weird because, Jose Ramirez came in sub 250 by a lot. 6'2", 242. Had the sub length where Nick Hampton, because I feel like these are guys that might have similar roles. You could put in Yazir Abdullah, who tested out with the linebackers in there too, who's 6'1", 237. Like, Nick Hampton's the only one with 33-inch arms between the two of them. Hampton and Abdullah kind of blew Ramirez out of the water in the 40, but by no means. Like, he ran a 4.73, which is pretty solid. And actually, his 10-yard split's pretty comparable to Hampton's. But he was right up there in the vert. He was close to Hampton on the broad. Actually, Azir crushed the broad. But this is it. This is the thing. Like, neither Abdullah nor Hampton did the 3-cone or the shuttle. Our boy Ramirez did both and tested out. Like, was the best at both of those. This dude, sub 7 seconds. Love to see it. That's telling me you got a lot of agility, a lot of lateral movement. And then, again, tested out first in the 20-yard shuttle. Pretty solid. So it's like those guys are going to be in very similar areas where it's like, okay, who do you feel fits your scheme? It's going to be pretty interesting. Outside of that, I mean, I guess I could mention a couple of guys that kind of just got weighed out. Like, Keon White didn't run, and even in the explosive drills, he was kind of like, it was all right. It was plus. It was good, but couldn't beat out those smaller guys. But he came in also at 285, so 36-inch vert's kind of impressive. Was it 36? No, it was 34. My bad. I mean, if you compare that to some of the interiors, like outside of Atabari, outside of Atabari, he would have been second in both the vert and the broad. So it's like, yeah, because you got to talk about Keon White having that flexibleness, 34-inch arms. So, yeah, people are going to be... It's funny because people will be looking at White like an edge player, but Atabari, man, might be able to do the same thing. Where they differ, man, I guess, is the power. Because, like, a lot of people really love White for that power. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if either of them bench tomorrow. Will mention, I was a little sad that Vilami Fahoko from San Jose State only came in and got measured out. He's up to 276, 33-inch arms. Not much else to say from there. All right, let's go to the linebackers, our last one here. Let's try to wrap this long video up because it's late at night for me. But let's talk about the biggest... Let's talk about the biggest disappointment because they didn't decide not to test out. And it was Drew Sanders. Drew Sanders came in and I think Trenton Simpson's kind of he's got to be linebacker 1 right now. Because they both came in, same weight, 235. Drew Sanders is taller. But Simpson has the better length. Even if it's by few fractions of an inch. I really thought Drew Sanders would come in with like close to 33-inch arms, and he did not. Simpson decided to run, and he did it spectacularly. As you could see, a 4.43. Sanders did not. So no move in Drew Sanders ahead of Simpson as of right now, and I don't know if I will. Henley tested out well, but he came in here at 225, so that's sub ideal, but kind of is what it is. He tested out well, did good in the broad. 5.40. 4.5440. There we go. I'll be honest. I think some of my risers from this group are these guys right here. So Anthony Orgy and Jeremy Banks had a heck of a day. Like, they definitely, I think, pushed their names up from these like mid day 3 guys to back into that early day 3 talk, because they both came in 6'1", 230 plus. And I mentioned them together because they tested out very similarly. Both ran, as you can see, 4.53. Both had really good verts, 38.5 for Orgy, 37.5 for Banks. Banks beat him in the broad by 5 inches. Both decided to run the 3-cone and the shuttle, and they tested out well on that. I thought those guys were risers. But I want to mention Shaka Hayward because he just seemed like a guy to me coming in here. And I think I came away wanting to move him up my board. Maybe not like mid-day 3, but we're talking like 6th round type of love I want to give him right now. Because he came in 6'3", 235, 34-inch arms. Ridiculous. We already knew like the dude's got a long frame. But freaking 4.53 40. And I was something I liked about him. I thought he was explosive coming downhill. The question for me was the change of direction. And you know what? It's not like he tested exceptionally well at that. I think he was the bottom, to be fair. 5 guys tested on that. Well, I think actually 6, because they included Isaiah Land with the edge players. But Land tested well today. I thought he was solid. I think he did himself some favors today. But that 7.32 number isn't as bad as some may think. You look at percentiles for the linebacker position, and the median average, like, it's below the median average, right? 7.13. But then you look at like wait, is this which one am I looking at? Yeah, okay, 3-cone. But if you look at the standard deviation, which grants 0.23, and he's under that. Like, he's a little below average, but like not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. Because like Shaka came into this like he's fringe draftable to like, well, no, this linebacker class ain't that great. I'll take him. Absolutely, I'll take him. Actually, I want to ask the question real quick, because I thought Aubrey Miller was supposed to be here, right? I don't remember. I know he didn't test out. No, he did. Okay, he didn't come in here to get weighed or anything. That's interesting. Okay, fun fact. Fun fact indeed. Looking at the linebackers, like, did anyone like just kill their stock? Like, Jalen Graham came in as expected. I don't think he's like draftable. Like, he's fine, like UDFA though. Let's see, any others that caught my eye? Okay, freaking Charlie. Let's talk about Charlie Thompson real quick. We'll talk about Owen Popo in a sec. Actually, I want to talk about freaking Dorian Williams. Freaking ridiculous. Let's talk about I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Henry To'oTo'o. I expected to be so much more athletic, and he was basically freaking testing out close to Noah Sewell, who's 20 pounds heavier than him. Not great. Not great. Literally, like, he was like beat for beat, like what like 0.02 seconds away from Noah Sewell's time. He tested an inch lower in the vert, an inch higher in the broad. Like, yeah, no, 9 times out of 10 now you're taking the guy that's 20 pounds heavier. So but who would I want to talk about? Who was I talking about? I said I wanted to get to Dorian. Nick Herbig was fine. It's good to see him at 240 though. Oh my gosh, I can't remember who it was. Well, I know I wanted to talk about Owen Popo. I know I want to talk about Dorian Williams. Who was I looking at? No, I guess it's not important. Oh, well. Oh, Charlie Thomas. There we go. Give me a sec. I'll get there. Got my head's everywhere. And I know you're going to look at Cam Jones like, oh, man. He's at low. He was the worst 40 time there. Dude, that 4.69 is actually a really good score. It's just under. I think the median's like 4.71. I say the median, the mean, the average. So that's still actually pretty good. So 4.52, solid. Okay, let's see how he did in the vert and the broad. Vert. He was, here he is, 32.5. So okay, solid. That's kind of middle of the pack. Did really good in the broad though. 10 feet 4 inches. Pretty solid. Up there with DeMarvian Overshone. Participated in the 3-cone. He was middle of the group, but that 4.09 number, that's good. It's above the mean. You want to go look at the shuttle. 4.37. If you look at the mean for the short shuttle, it's right there. So it's like, okay, he tested out very well athletically. The dude's 6'3", 216. You might as well be testing him with the safeties. Just gonna say that. And I guess I'll just comment real quick on like Dorian Williams was freaking fantastic. Came in at 6'1", 228. Kind of is what it is, but he totally blew freaking Henry To'oTo'o out of the water. So like, yeah, he's definitely a better prospect than To'oTo'o right now. Like, dude came in with a 4.49. Oh shoot, where are you at? There we go. 4.49 40. Solid. Dude has almost 34-inch arms. That's nuts. I didn't know his length was that nutty. And he just tested well, dude. No, he's one of the better linebackers in this class. Overshone was fine. I thought he had a fine outing. I think he's kind of in that mix with Dorian Williams, Nick Herbig. I think those are kind of like the next tier after like Jack Campbell. Jack Campbell tested well very well in the 3-cone, by the way. So he showed good agility, showed good explosiveness. Just long speed was kind of, it is what it is. Like, he feels faster than 4.65, but yeah. Am I gonna put him ahead of Henley? I don't know. It's pretty close. I think Jack Campbell's a lot closer. Should be a top 50 guy. Then I think I have him like in the 60s in my big board. Where you at, Where are you at, Campbell? I'm at 69. Nice. The other guy I did want to talk about though on this list, real quick, was to I was surprised Servassier Dennis did not compete. He just got measured out. That's it. Called it a day. Oh, Owen Popo. So Owen Popo, 6 foot, 225. He better be running faster than the rest of these guys. They're like 10 pounds or more heavier than him. But like, he didn't stop there, dude. Like, the dude's a really good athlete. He really is. In the broad, he had I think the 3rd highest score in the broad. This is a theme, man. None of, okay, the fourth, whatever. I forgot about Yasir Abdullah. He tested with the linebackers. Might be a linebacker. That could be a 3-4 edge. But 3-4 edge, I should say. But the thing with Popo is like he's a bit undersized and he hasn't been healthy the last couple of years. You're gonna worry about durability and his ability to block shit. Like, that's just the honest truth with him. Like, I love Popo. The dude's kind of a freak athlete. We've seen physicality in his past. Like, if he's able to gain momentum, he could take on blocks and break free. But yeah, I mean, it's nice that he came in and tested out well. But like, you have to come in with the expectation. Like, I expected Popo to come in and blow it up. I knew he was going to test out fast. I just wish he was a little bigger. I'd feel a bit better about him. So, yeah. Anyway, that's it for the video. It's getting kind of long. I feel like I kind of expressed all my thoughts on these guys. Give this video a thumbs up. I'll be back again with, I believe it's the corners and the safeties tested tomorrow. And if I'm wrong, just let me know in the comment section below. I doubt you even made it this far in the video. But that's it for the video. Go ahead, do your YouTube thing as always. Until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.